What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be going through all the monsters, Assassin's Creed monsters, and we're gonna be talking about every single one of them, how usable they are, right? The final conclusion after a week of people testing, checking out replays, me using them as well, some of them. Yeah, we're gonna be talking about them. Just gonna go through every single family, every single one of them, and yeah, give you some of my thoughts about them, how good they are. So why don't we start with Cassandra, the one I pulled, all right? So Cassandra, it's a good unit, okay? The Fire Cassandra, it's a good unit. It's not amazing, but it's a good unit, okay? It is mostly, from my experience, from what I've seen, mostly a siege unit for siege offense. In RTA, it's probably going to be a little bit harder to use. It's a very similar unit to Theomars, so that's kinda how you should look at it. Yeah, her damage is pretty okay. It's not anything mind-blowing. You know, there's not like too many reasons why you would use her over some other ignore defense unit, like a Kali, like a Claire, like a whatever, you know. So yeah, just a solid unit. I think if they want to make her usable in RTA, or at least more usable in RTA, is that if they made this maybe completely reset the cooldown when you kill. The damage isn't amazing, so a lot of times you're not going to kill if you don't have attack buff. You know, it is worse than Kali. Overall, the whole kit is worse than Kali, so there's not many reasons why you would use her over Kali, you know. But you could use her in Siege. I think it's a pretty cool unit. Not bad, not bad. I feel like a little touch and she could be very, very good. Next one, Water Cassandra. Now, I haven't seen a lot of this one. It's a 4-star unit. It doesn't really look like a good RTA unit. From the looks of it, to me, it just looks like a unit you could maybe use in Wind Beast. You know, Wind R5, Wind Raid. And yeah, maybe you're gonna get some damage there. It has branding, which is also good for PvE. Defense break, you know, it just sounds like a PvE unit more than a PvP unit. You know, I guess you could use her in PvP to like kill a wind unit, but I feel like you're going to find much better replacements. I don't know. It doesn't look too good for PvP. But yeah, as I said, for PvE, Wind Beast, I think, yeah, I think you could definitely use her. Try her out. I don't think it's too bad. Wind Cassandra. Now this one is opposite from these two. It is a more of a RTA unit, RTA focused unit. It does have the same ignore defense skill, which is pretty cool. But then the third skill is AoE pushback and glancing for 2 turns. Now that's pretty good, you know? It is a pretty decent skill, all right? What they could do for this one to make it more usable is to add that it can't glance on this hit. Make it like Poseidon kinda, so you could actually use this against Verd too and not be like crazy punished like any other fire units. It would help a lot, definitely. I think that's one of the additions they could do to Cassandra. But yeah, it's more of a RTA unit. I don't think it's horrible. I don't think it's insane either. I think it's pretty okay. Little touch, both of these, little touch could make them pretty nice. Now the Light Cassandra. This one, I've seen it before it came out, and I was like, damn, you know, 2 turns stun, but it's only at 30. We did predict that it's gonna go to 50, and it does. But again, a 50% chance to do nothing on your main skill it's a lot. Okay, so I don't really know how usable this is. It has the defense break skill again, it's at 80%. I don't think it's too usable. It's obviously made to be a PvP unit, pretty much. Now, I think you could use this in TOA if you wanted to. I don't think it's a bad option for TOA, especially if you're using stuff to decrease her cooldown. She can use it again and stuff like that. I don't think it's a bad TOA unit. Again, you could probably find better options that are even free, but yeah, not that good, mostly because it's not reliable. Now, Dark Cassandra. This one I made a video about. Just a super fun unit, you know, for RTA, for Siege, for Guild War, for Arena, you know, any kind of offense. You can definitely use this. It has the ignore defense. It puts endure and attack buff for 2 turns on the allies. It has an attack speed lead. So it's pretty cool. Now, 21%. I don't know what Comtos is doing here. I mean, I can guess because they have 4 stars and 5 star in the family, but I don't understand, like, what does that even, like, what does that mean? Why would that mean anything? Woljung has a 28 and she's a 5 star in 4 star families, in a 4 star plus 5 star family. So why does this get a 21% instead of 28%? To be honest, this is not just Arena, but this could be a 24, you know, instead. Like a Sierra, like any, like basic 24 speed lead, you know. So I don't understand this. I don't think this should be a thing. It's pretty stupid. But yeah, I think she's a pretty fun unit. If you speed tune stuff nicely to this thing, super nice, super nice. Can be super nice. I don't think she's OP at all. I think she's a fairly balanced, nice unit. One of the better ones that they made. Next one, Bayek. Okay, now this one's interesting. The fire one, it's an at 5. It looks like a offense unit for Siege, for Guild War, but also can be used in RTA in bruiser fights. Has a bruiser unit, of course. It removes harmful flex, so it's a self-cleanse, recovers his HP, and then attacks the enemy 5 times, dealing damage proportionate to max HP. 3 turn cooldown. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Again, the second skill is a strip plus silence. Max HP damage, HP monster. Skill 1, it's okay. It's not horrible, it's 100% at least. But it just looks like a bruiser unit that you could use. Nothing crazy though, you know, it's not like mind-blowing. It's good, but again, I feel like a unit like this, as long as Masha exists, it's never gonna get to shine really, unless they buff it to just be insane, you know. But again, Masha exists. You don't ever really want to pick this instead of a Masha, just like most fire units. So it's okay. It's okay. I think it's mostly for Siege though. It's gonna help in Siege. On offense, I don't know on defense. I haven't seen it yet because we can't even put it on defense yet. So maybe we can now. Potentially, I don't know if it's until Siege tournament is over. It could be, but like, I know we couldn't use them last week in Siege. But yeah, nothing crazy. Cool unit though. Has good potential, I think. Water Bayek. Now this is the one that decreases attack bar, and I had a really nice suggestion about this one because it it's promising. It looks promising, you know. Now these skills both decrease attack bar. Now my idea was to give like this skill absorb, right? So you could do a absorb, full absorb, and then you do this one to decrease as well, you know, because like this is kind of like a Oliver kit without the reset part, kinda, right? Kinda similar, you know. So I really wish he did something more, or at least give him absorb, since he doesn't really do anything else but damage, right? Very promising though. If they decide to do some right buffs, it looks like a very promising unit. Now Wind Bayek, this one, I don't even know what to think about this one, to be honest. This is one of the trickiest ones. It's continuous damage. Now is this a PvE unit now? How, like, I don't know. It doesn't look like a PvE unit, but also for PvP it looks super weird. I don't know, man. This one is the most mysterious one to me. I don't think it's good. I think they need to, like, I don't know. This one definitely needs maybe some kind of a rework. Yeah. I mean, again, these have guild leaders. Maybe some guild... Maybe some offense? I'm not sure, man. I don't think it's good for defense. This one I'm not sure about, really. Definitely worse than this one. But yeah, I think again, needs some kind of a change. They mostly do need some change, you know. Comptos releases these units, they usually are not, you know, completed, kinda. They try to be careful about it, not release something OP, which I don't mind it, you know, but I hope they get buffed soon, you know, some of these. We have Light Bayek, which just is probably the worst one out of all of these. It's just destroy HP and damage. Yeah, I mean, it reminds me of Dorothy, kinda. But yeah, really nothing special. This guy, he's just one of those LD 4 stars that's not gonna be usable for a bit. Dark Bayek, I made a video about this guy. You guys maybe saw it, maybe you didn't, but really bad, okay? Really, really bad. Especially for an LD5. 1 turn stun. That's it. That's it. That's the passive. It's a 1 turn stun when you attack. And it's on a random unit. You can't even target it. It is horrible. Alright, so this one's definitely gonna have to get some kind of a buff. I don't know. I don't know what kind of treatment he's gonna get, but it's a passive, so it means it has a pretty high chance to get buffed in a good way. Comptos does like to just, you know, make passive units pretty crazy. We've seen that in the past all the time. But yeah, this one definitely needs a big buff. Ezio's. Now, Ezio, I've been talking about this a lot. Main issue with these, base speed. They, for some reason, decided to make these very promising units, but then they were like, okay, let's cripple them really badly by making them 98 base speed. I don't understand why they would do that, because some of them really look promising. I mean, this one, it's okay, ignore damage, ignore defense damage, with the defense break as well in this kit. Again, very similar to what I said before about Masha, right? Nothing will replace Masha, because Masha is OP, right? So nothing will ever replace her unless they make something more OP than Masha, or they nerf the Masha. So this is like just one of those units. It is ignore defense, but it's not like a super high ignore defense. Not a super high damage ignore defense. So it's okay. Again, base speed kind of cripples him. I'm really not sure, man. I feel like, again, little bit lackluster. They have to do some kind of a buff again on this guy for sure. Yeah. Water Ezio. Now this one is probably the one I'm most disappointed about when it comes to base speed, because this unit I think is very good already when it comes to skill set. Now, if his base speed was like 105, done. The unit is done. 104, 103 even. The unit is kind of done. Because it's a booster for 2 unit, it reminds me of Zibala skill 2 in a way. It's better, of course, than the Zibala skill 2. You know, because it's a double boost, and it, you know, it gives attack buff as well. It's nice. It's nice. So I really hope, and it's an AoE strip. I mean, come on now, that's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's still usable though. Okay, you could clap him in against a turn 2 player. You're not going to be outspeeding turn 1 players, of course, because, yeah, I mean, he has 98 base speed, sadly. You know, so I really hope this guy gets us at least some kind of a... I hope they all get a rework on the base speed. To get at least 103, 104, something like that, I think would fit most for these guys. Wind Ezio. Same skill, like defense break plus pushback. Yep. And then a very weak skill 3 pushes back the attack bar by 25% and then decreases skill cooldown of all allies. So like a Mav, but it pushes attack bar by 25%. That's, I don't know, man, 25%? That is so weak, plus with his base speed. They really have to do something about this guy. I mean, the Wind Cassandra pushes back 100% and puts glancing. So, yeah, I don't know. Very bad third skill. Definitely needs a rework. Ezio, the LD5. Threat state. And then he has the assassination skill that ignores passives. Now, this skill, it does pretty good damage. Okay? Pretty good damage. But the main part about this unit is not the third skill, the main problem. The main problem is second skill being absolute dog shit. Okay? Threat state is such a useless buff. Okay? Threat state in general needs to get some kind of a buff, right? Main suggestion that I had about threat state, make it non-strippable, okay? The amount of times you're gonna put threat state and then boom, the next unit goes and it just strips you. It's so pointless, you know, that you have this like, oh, it needs to be attacked 2 times, but then you strip it and then it's just gone. So, and 2 times I think it's also pretty weak. You know, I just don't like it. It has nothing else though in the skill. He doesn't even get an additional turn or anything like that after putting threat state. It's just a very horrible skill, you know? So I really hope they buff threat state or they give something else to this skill. Dark Ezio. Lackluster. Damage, pretty weak. Lackluster. That's his whole point. Do some good damage. It's pretty weak. Needs some kind of a buff. For sure. And then we have the last one. The last family. Which is the Eivors. Which is probably the most exciting one when it comes to the LD family. Fire Eivor. Decrease defense. Attacks 2 times. To stun for 1 turn, decrease attack bar. Nothing crazy. It's okay. But then it has the recovers the HP by 30% of the lost HP if you don't get attacked during enemy's turn. It's basically just a bruiser unit again that will never get to shine because there's other ones that are better. Masha. This unit will never compete. Okay, it's probably never gonna get used for at least a couple years, maybe not even then. You know, just one of those units. You're probably gonna just use it to feed to the nat 5s for skill ups. Definitely needs some kind of a buff. I don't know. I really don't know what, but it's just I don't know. Masha's too good, and this is the kind of unit, you know, that you compare to her. Water Eivor. You guys probably seen some people use it. Obabo used it. He tried it out. It's pretty bad. It's supposed to be this bruiser unit that does pretty good damage, should, but it doesn't really. You know, just pick a Miles or something. This is a waste of a pick. Yeah, needs some kind of a buff. Not sure what, but yeah. Just much easier to just pick a Miles, easier to rune him. Okay, I don't have him, but still, I wouldn't use this. Even if I don't have Miles, if I had this, I wouldn't use it. You know, I'm just gonna pick something better. It's lackluster, usable, yeah, maybe, and maybe even in siege offense or something like that. Is it good? Not really. Yeah. We have the Wind Eivor, who is out of all these units mostly made for PvE. Like this is a straight up PvE unit. Every single skill PvE. Decrease defense, puts dots, detonates the dots, right? Explodes. Yeah. It's a dot team unit. Is it really worth it to build it after you already have a dot team build? Maybe. If you want to experiment, sure. I think it can be pretty cool. We're probably gonna see some people make videos about it when it comes to like PvE. Maybe Say makes some video, or he already did, probably. You never know. With PvE teams, people just randomly, you know, test stuff, and eventually something comes up, you know, a new team or something. But yeah, I don't think it's really necessary to just, oh, it's a must build now, you know, for your dot team. You don't have to. Just, it's okay. And then we have the LD5s. Light Eivor, which is like a better Jaeger, kinda. Is it? I'm not really sure. It doesn't do good damage, that's for sure. From what I've seen, the damage is pretty lackluster. That's the enemy to stun for 1 turn, decrease the bar. Additionally, inflicted damage increased by 50% under inability effects. And then it also gains attack bar whenever anything takes a turn. So she will take a lot of turns. But honestly, she just doesn't do much, to be honest. The best part about her is probably setting up the defense break, which is a 40% chance, so you're gonna probably miss that a lot too. It does have good base speed. I don't think that's really important here. I think her having better base HP would matter a lot more than having 118 base speed. Because like, you want this unit to live, you want this unit to survive. If you build it on heavy damage, it's gonna die pretty easy, and it's not even gonna do good damage. So I think this one is pretty cool. I think it's a little bit overhyped at the moment, but it's pretty cool. I think since it's a passive attack bar gain, it sounds like it's going to be OP in the future once it gets buffed. I'm pretty sure this is gonna get buffed. I think it's okay though. It's definitely better than the water one. But yeah, I think it definitely does need some kind of a bonus touch to actually be good. And then we have my favorite unit from this whole collab. I did not make a video about it yet. I might, but this is my favorite unit. It's not super crazy strong, but it is pretty strong. It's an HP type. It has a continuous damage, skill 1, skill 2, nothing crazy, But then skill 3, increase the attack bar of all allies and attack power for 3 turns. And then you get a team up, which is random. It's not even a team up. They all go randomly except yourself. Your other allies attack random enemies. It's a great chip damage for your upcoming nuke. You know, it's just such a cool skill. It's a lot of attack bar. It's a lot of attack power. And it's a 103 base speed, which is pretty respectable. I think this unit definitely super cool. Okay, again, I don't think it's OP, but it just sounds super fun. I've seen games with this unit, super fun, super nice. All right, and that brings us to the last unit. Yeah, I almost forgot about this guy. Now this guy, we just got him like 1-2 days ago. Altair. He has the skill 1 as Ezio. He has the skill 2 as Ezio. He has the base speed as Ezio. He awakens. You can't see it here, but if you got him, you're gonna see that he awakens into resistance. He has garbage base stats. He awakens into resistance. His skill 3 hits pretty hard. If you're max stacked, it can hit pretty hard. But it is so hard to use this guy. With his useless skill 2, it is super hard to use him. Okay? So you might see some people test this, but it is, I tried over the weekend to test him a little bit in RTA. Trust me, it is super hard and it's super weak. I mean, the skill 2 is so weak. The damage is okay. Again, it's so hard though to get to the point where this is going to be valuable. Like, I would rather just pick a unit that can instantly move and kill something, you know, instead of having to wait a lot, and it's probably not gonna happen the way you think it's gonna happen, and then you still might not kill. Yeah, Altair, I had some hopes. My hopes were crushed. It's pretty bad. And that's gonna be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you thought about the video. Let me know what you think about the units. Definitely we're gonna see some buffs. Probably not in the next patch, but in the one after the next one. Probably gonna see some changes. But yeah, if you enjoyed, please leave a like, sub to the channel, comment. I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one. Peace out.